So good day, class. So let us now continue our lesson on Module 2, Teaching Strategies for the Development of Literacy Skills and Teaching Resources. So if you were able to read the module, maybe some of you will, of course, wonder why 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 the strategies given here is for emergent literacy skills. Okay, like for example, one of the strategies that we have here is the pictures and objects. Then another, we have the sounds, read aloud, the vocabulary or the text. Okay, so all these are part of the strategies for the development of emergent literacy skills and teaching resources because the focus in this part is for the emergent learners. So when we speak of emergent learners, these are the beginners. But of course, with these strategies that we have here in the module, we can relate this to our major. Like for example, of course, now going back to the meaning of emergent, when we speak of emergent, these are beginners. So therefore, those who are just about to learn on something are considered as emergent learners. So this time we cannot just say that these emergent learners are just the learners in the elementary. No, because when we speak of emergent, just like how we define it, is these are the beginners. So anyone who are just new to that part in that particular field are emergent because they are just about to grow. They are just beginning to learn on something. Now, let me ask you this: How about how about um, the first year students? Let's say the first year students here in our college, in your having the same major. For example, HE, BTLED HE, AFA, IA. How are you going to relate these pictures and objects as one of the strategies for the development of these emergent learners? Okay, like for example, in industrial arts, how are we going to relate this? So of course, these pictures and objects are very significant. Like for example, in industrial arts, by showing pictures to the students, to the emergent learners of industrial arts first year, by showing to them the pictures of the tools there, it will help them to be familiarized with the different tools that they haven't seen yet, or they haven't yet touched, they haven't encountered. So through these pictures and objects, this will help these emergent learners to be familiarized and to recognize these kinds of tools. Just the same way, not just in industrial arts, but also in AFA. Like for example, what are the tools to be used whenever they will be doing gardening or any other activities. Of course, in technology and livelihood education, there are a lot of tools and materials to be used. So for the students to be familiarized with those things, of course, we need these pictures and objects. Just like, for example, in home economics, some students doesn't know how they call some of the fruits, vegetables. So through pictures and objects, they can be familiarized with those things. So like what I've said a while ago, we are talking here of strategies. Now, sometimes methodologies, strategies, techniques are being used interchangeably, correct? Now, let me ask you, what is the difference between method and the strategy. Okay, so what is the difference? Like what I've said, these three words are being used interchangeably. So when we speak of method, like for example, method, this is the method is a systematic way how you are going to present something. So from the word itself, method, these are the steps, systematic way how to do it, how something will be done. When we speak of strategy, strategy is how we attack the method to be used. Okay, like for example, how are we going? Like for example, the methodology that you will be using is demonstration. Demonstration. Okay, so when that's the method. So how about the strategy? Strategy is how are you going to deliver this kind of method, okay, in a way that that you can get now the interest of your students, for your students to become attentive. Okay, that is strategy. That is a clever way how you are going to attack the topic that you are going to deliver to your students. Okay, how about technique? So when we speak of technique, there is an art. Okay, there is an art. Now, going back to the method, like for example, the method is demonstration. So for the for the technique, like what I've said, it is an art. So how are you going to make learning fun to using this kind of method, which is demonstration? So again, sometimes these three words are being used interchangeably. Okay. So again, class, our focus for today's session are the strategies for the development of emergent literacy skills and teaching resources, in which I just want to point out that when we speak of emergent learners, traditionally, these are the learners in elementary learning to be familiar with the words, with with the different things. But of course, if we are going to relate this now in your course, this also can help. Okay, again, how you just have to think how pictures and objects can help your future students, okay, in a particular field, like the example that I just had given a while ago. Okay, so again, for example, in technology and livelihood education, by showing to them pictures, then they will learn. They will be familiarized. What are the tools, for example, in particular area. Okay, now another is the second, letters and words. Okay, so question again, how are you going to relate this to your major in your field of specialization? Okay, so there are some emergent learners in which they're just familiar with the teacher, but they don't know what exactly is that thing. So letters and words are important for them to recognize, to identify what are the things that they are using. Okay. Okay, so then of course sounds. They need to know, it is important for them to know how these things, how the different tools, how the different, well, of course, we have the so-called jargons. So technically, some words are they have different spelling when it is being read. So sounds are also important for us to know how it is being read. Read aloud experiences. So how important, how significant is this? Well, reading aloud will boost their confidence that how they read it or how they explain on something is correct. Okay. So this four, so are, of course, this is how we relate now to your major. Okay, I hope that you were able to read all this.